It is day 2 at Grid Life, and this girl, she's a legend. Z Drives is going to take me out in a drift car today, maybe 2, she said. We're going to have a good talk about her car because she's ridiculously sick. For a drifter, she is doing bits, and I'm kind of nervous to go on the Corkscrew, but it should be fine. I think I brought spare pants just in case I poo myself, but I don't think I will. It should be fine. So we're going to get coffee and then go there, and yeah.
You good?
Yeah, look at the chopper, dude.
Yeah.
That thing is sick.
T-Pain plays at 7:30.
Thank you.
Cheers, bro.
Welcome to the Grid Life. We've arrived. Update, still need coffee. I'm just going to keep letting you know I need coffee till I get it. You ready? It's a lot busier today. It looks a lot busier. It was quite cool yesterday, but I think today's going to be even cooler. We've got like 10 minutes to get to a lady so I can get in a drift car. There's one man of taste in this whole place. It's not Hillbilly Rog. It's the guy in the one with the 190. That's so cool.
My wife's. She has a tiny head.
It might be a bit small. I don't know, I think that's alright.
It's up to you if you want the open face or not.
No,
if
this
you
is
want,
good.
you gotta make that work.
This is good. I'm going in the drift car. I've just been in a drift car with the biggest legend in the whole world. She was.
You see, I'm shaking.
And it was amazing. And now I want to be a drifter. It's happening. Stay tuned for another video because that's what's going to happen. Mate, hug me. That was insane! I was going sideways and frontways and backwards, and it was smoke and it was exciting. I want to be a drifter now, bud.
She coming into that Corkscrew? She coming like backwards at
No,
one
I know. I said to her I thought it was going to overspin, then she was like, nope, what?
This is the industry.
Thank you so much for taking me out your car.
You're so welcome.
This lady is an absolutely insane drifter. We entered the Corkscrew almost backwards, and to say I was scared is an understatement. Although I was just doing this. Ah! It was fantastic. I wanted to have a tour around the car.
Okay.
Tell me about it, because it's sick.
Alright, cool. So this is a 240SX,
Yeah.
S14, 1996. I bought this as a street legal car, totally stock KA,
Yeah.
in Los Angeles like 7 years ago, I think.
Okay.
In my learning car, I've had a lot of problems with it, but basically with the 2J swap, when I got my pro license, this car was the easier car to get to a competitive number of horsepower, so it's around 800 wheels. Yeah, so very little in this car is what it used to be anymore, so we can just go here under the hood.
Yeah, of course.
So I have a 2JZ, a big single turbo.
Sick.
Yeah, and as you can see, everything from the fenders forward has been removed. We have this bash bar that we've created. I usually carry multiple bash bars because, I break shit. Of course. And I definitely did break shit this season. I run an angle kit by a company called FDF Race Shop, and that gives me about 70 degrees of angle, so just a little bit this season. I run an angle kit by a company called FDF Race Shop, and that gives me about 70 degrees of angle, so just a little bit. Yeah, otherwise, the one thing that's kind of special about this car is I have to run 2 wastegates. it has such good airflow that it was having boost creep on the dyno, so I added a second wastegate, and yeah, it's a lot of fun.
And I'll say what I say every time. That radiator looks nice. Looks like it needs some engraving. Give me a call, yeah, Mica Dog. Cheers.
This livery is based on the livery of my other car, which I wanted a car that people knew instantly it was my car because I was pretty well identified with this car. But a few things that I learned, my other car looks like concrete. Right. So in photographs, it really doesn't pop. It's the same color of the ground and the smoke.
Yeah. And a lot of them are super shiny, glitzy glam, aren't they, right?
They are.
But this is like, it's so chill and unique. I love it. I think it's sick.
And I mean, it has so much character at this point. Yeah, so I also tried to really design it for drone footage because I noticed that most cars, you don't really, they just look like a blob in the air.
Right.
But I've seen a few race cars, like F1 car type things, where they make a shape from the air. So that's why there's kind of a consistent line.
Oh, I see.
With the red and stuff, so that it makes a distinctive image. That's New Jersey. Yeah. I hit the wall pretty hard. We had about a half hour to replace the entire corner of the car before my battle. My crew was like, we can replace this panel, but I always design my liveries so they look better when they're done.
I think it's
I love the damage and every bit of like.
But that's the best thing about a drift car, I think. It's like being a cable tie technician, that kind of thing.
Pretty
much.
Yeah, they're held together.
It looks sick.
I mean, a lot of people try to cover all the damage, but for me, it sort of adds something.
Yeah.
So
it means you're driving hard enough, right?
Exactly. Cool points.
What's your favorite thing that you've modified? My favorite thing is the NOS bottle that's bigger than my head.
Yeah.
Could I just tell the camera something? I got in the car and she was like, flick this switch. It's NOS. I was like, we don't do that in the UK. They don't use NOS.
Well, I didn't at the beginning of the season, but when you run a turbo and a turbo that big, it has quite a bit of lag.
Of course.
And because in drifting, you have to modulate the throttle a lot. If you lose boost, what happened to me at the beginning of the season in Atlanta was I kind of lost power. I stepped on it. The car just hooked up and drove me straight into a wall forwards because it didn't gain boost fast enough. And after that, Matt was like, no, you need nitrous like now immediately.
Yeah, no, of course.
So that's why we did that, and it's super addictive.
And this one, how long have you had this one?
So I got this car in 2019. This car had been in the shop for too long. It had just caught fire. I was like, I just want something reliable. I bought this at a pawn shop.
No way.
It was a totally street legal 350Z. I drove it for a season, caged it, and then I was in Montreal working, and I was drifting like a couple times a week out there. And the shop that I was going to, the guy was just like, why don't you put an LS in it? I was like, why don't I put an LS in it? You know, I started calling around, and I found a company that did LS swap kits for Nissans.
It's super, like everyone does it here.
Yeah.
That's all I hear people doing is LS swaps, you know? It's got like a zombie apocalypse vibe.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, so imagine Tank Girl and Mad Max.
Tank Girl is so sick! I went for a Halloween as Tank Girl one year.
Yeah. I used to love that movie so much. I was like, imagine I stole a fighter jet in the apocalypse. 100%. That's what I want it to look like.
Yeah, and it does.
And it does.
And it does. It literally, it does feel like something from like The Walking Dead.
This car caught fire and burned for 12 minutes in January.
Whoa.
So this is actually from that fire, and you can see I had to kind of rebuild the whole thing. I had to rewire it, replumb it in like 2 months. But yeah, all of that is from the fire. This all melted. It was insane. You can see all the black.
That's what's good about that livery, though, is that actually it fits.
Yeah.
You think you'd added that?
Yeah. No, it looks like it's on. People are like, oh, did you take a torch to it? No, I set the car on fire for a while.
I love it. I think it's nice that you're doing something different with it. A lot of people do quite similar things, and I think a drift car looks like a drift car a lot of the time, but they almost don't look like drift cars. They look like their own thing.
Yeah. When I decided to run the S14, I only ever wanted to run the Boss kit.
Yeah.
There's a guy in Japan that has this totally apocalyptic S14 with the Boss kit, and I was like, I want that so badly. Half the guys are constantly like, you got to change the front end. I'm like, absolutely not. No, the car is super distinctive. I don't care. I love the way that it looks.
I love it. Oh,
and that one has a slider, so you can slide forward to like actually feel where you'd be for the
Nah, it makes me feel tall.
All right.
I look like I'm tall now.
Grab the handbrake.
And you got the nardy. See this this handbrake? Have a look. See this? It's a nice bit of aluminium. Needs engraving. Yeah. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna ask her. I'm just gonna do it. Mate. There's something powerful about a drift car. And there's something more powerful about sellotaping a pink mirror to your wing mirror. Take a little look.
It came off my scooter. I exploded this mirror. Yeah, it's from the scooter. I exploded this mirror at my last event, and I forgot that like here on these lapping things, you really need to check your mirrors. If a guy's like ripping up behind you, you want to get out of his way. So I didn't have a mirror, so I did that.
Genius. That's my favourite bit about the whole thing. This. What's this for?
Are you going to start it?
Yeah. I'm going to start the drift car. Oh, just up or down? Down. So now I've met this girl. I had the car ready to go and build, but now I'm gonna have to build one. It's gonna have to be done. The second I get back, that's my first port of call, no joke. I've got some mad plans, I'll tell you in a minute. I don't think I've ever seen it done.
Okay, I'm excited to hear about
it. Yeah. Turn this off so that I can tell it. Yo, so we've just left the car show now. I'm in a place called Monterey. I'm walking backwards down the hill, but it's alright. No,
oh shit, yo. Hey, we're Brits, we're sorry.
Yeah, just nearly got ran over. We're going out for dinner now. We're going to a place called Bubblegum Shrimp. So we're gonna have some nice food. We're in Monterey. It is golden hour. We've had the best day ever. I've been in drift cars. I've had the sickest time. So yeah, I'm gonna go get some food now because I'm starving.